Okay. Okay, good. So when we learned the basics, okay, these four are the central squares. Everybody is aware of this. Okay,
Yes,
D4,
sir. Or
D4,
golden square as
D5,
well.
D4, D5, E4, E5. Okay, these four center squares of the chessboard, you know, are called as the golden squares. Why are those referred as golden squares? Because if you look at, say for example, knight, okay, where is it more, you know, effective if you want to put the knight?
In the center.
In the center, right?
In the center.
When the knight is in the corner, for example a1, it will control only two squares, right? We already saw this, right? When we
Yes,
push
sir.
it towards the center, it is becoming more and more effective. So is the case with bishop. Okay, when your bishop is in the any of these central squares, it controls 13 squares. Okay, whereas as you move on towards the corner, okay, here it will control 13 squares, 11 squares, 9 squares, 7 squares, right? So the least effective in the corner, right? So is the case with your queen as well. When queen is in any of these four central squares, it controls 27 squares, correct? You can calculate if you want. Okay, for example, if I place the queen here, okay, suppose this is a queen, this circle is a queen. Okay, how the queen moves? It moves like rook, horizontal and vertical. Okay, so these are 14 squares, and plus it moves like a bishop. So these are 13 squares. 14 plus 13 is how much?
27.
Correct.
27.
27. Okay, now again, suppose the queen I put in the corner. What will happen? It will just cover this diagonal, then this H file and
And the
first rank.
horizontal.
Okay, so 14 plus 7, 21 only. Okay, so
Yes.
immediately its effectiveness gets reduced, right? So that is the reason these central squares are important. Okay, now whoever controls these central squares, whether white or black, okay, will control the game. Okay, so in short, the first rule for you is if you want to win the game, you should have control over the central squares. Okay, now how to take that control, that I will talk. I will tell you how to take the control. But first principle or first rule that you need to understand is control the center. Okay, that is our first guiding principle. Okay, can you note down that, kids?
Yes, sir.
First guiding principle is control the center.
I have a question
Okay.
that one match I have played that the opponent chosen the game which had to be placed the king in the center. So I didn't gotten it. So I played likely.
So he placed the king in the center.
Yes,
And
the game
was it during the opening or towards the end?
uh, towards the end. So
Okay.
the which will be in the center.
Mhm.
Black or white king, that will be the winner.
Okay. Okay. Anyways, so let's go back, kids. So control the center is the first guiding principle. Okay. Now for controlling the center, what all things you can do?
Sir, what are you teaching?
Opening principles. Okay, because you guys played the games, okay, and I have seen that many of you are not following the opening principles. Okay, so it is important for all of us to understand all those opening principles, as well as those who already knows, it will be revision for them. Okay, now for controlling the center, what you need to do, advance your central pawns. That is, what are the central pawns? D and E. Okay, these pawns, D2 pawn you can place to D4 or E4. For example, E2 pawn E4. Now if you look at, when we push this pawn, can you see this pawn is controlling these two squares? Okay, and one of the square is the central square. Okay, so that is the reason, if you must have seen many kids or many people who play chess, okay, many grandmasters even, they always start with E4. Okay, or some of them will start with D4. Okay, very rarely you will see anybody playing H4 or A4. Okay, it's bad to play this because it is not achieving anything, right? Is it controlling the center? No, obviously
No.
not, right? Sometimes you may see that somebody will play this, okay, which is not that bad, okay, because the next move he is going to play bishop over here, which will control two of the central squares. Okay, so is the case with, if you are playing with this and then playing the bishop here, which will control these two of the central squares. Okay, so even that is not bad. Okay, but as a standard practice, it is generally recommended to play D4 or E4. Okay, so now going forward, whenever you play the game, okay, it is better that you play or start with E4 if you are white. Okay, and if you are black, then depending on what white is playing, suppose white played E4, so you can play E5. ओके, अगर वो इस स्क्वायर को कंट्रोल कर रहा है तो हम इस स्क्वायर्स को कंट्रोल करेंगे, राइट? मतलब दोनों का कंट्रोल सेम सेम रहेगा, राइट? Then suppose he played this to attack on your pawn. Okay, you can play this knight to support your pawn, correct? Later on, suppose he played this to control one more square over here, we will also bring the other knight which will control the square as well as attack on their pawn. Right now, can you see there is a symmetry? Correct. This is exactly the mirror image. आप अगर उसको ठीक तरह से देखोगे तो देखो, किंग के सामने किंग है, पॉन के सामने पॉन है, नाइट के सामने नाइट है, पॉन के सामने पॉन है, राइट? इट इज द एग्जैक्ट मिरर इमेज. या फिर ऐसे बोल सकते हैं कि व्हाइट का ये साया है, ब्लैक वाला, राइट? सो दैट दिस इज कॉल्ड एज द सिमेट्री. ओके, तो बहुत बार फिर क्या बोलते हैं बच्चे, सर वो मुझको कॉपी कर रहा है. एक्चुअली ही इज नॉट कॉपिंग यू. the way you are trying to control the center, he is also trying to control the center. क्योंकि आप देखोगे तो देखो, अभी ये knight is controlling these two squares, this knight is also controlling these two squares, this knight is controlling these two squares, this knight is also controlling these two squares, right? So everybody is trying to claim that I have the control over center, I have the control over center, right?
Sir, it is a star.
Okay, yeah, and it it is a star as well, right? Same is the case with these pawns are also trying to control the central squares, right? In short, everybody is trying to control the center. Okay, उसके बाद में होता है फिर ये pawn निकालेगा, ये इसको निकालेगा, right? Now see, if you capture this, knight will capture back. Okay, if he captures, this knight will capture back, right? But if he captures this and if we capture, there is additional support. Okay, so we will have to bring additional support, otherwise we will be in trouble. Okay, so this way you need to calculate and decide whether it is good to make these moves or not. Okay, because as soon as you make this move, suppose he captured, okay, and then you will say that I will capture back, but then he will also capture back, and plus, but for I mean, you have the queen, so it is good that you captured your knight back. Okay, but that is not the case with suppose he played this and then you played this. Okay, now after this, if white captures, black will capture, white will capture back, and queen will capture. Okay, so this is the symmetry. Okay, but let's do now. After this, suppose you have not captured and you played something else, for example something like this. Now if he captured, you captured, and he captured back, now you are not able to capture back the knight, correct? So you lost one extra knight, which is not good. Okay, so this is called as calculation. Okay, you need to calculate before deciding to start capturing. Okay, so capturing is not our motive, but if you at all want to capture, you need to calculate. And how will you calculate? All of you already know the values of the pieces. Based on that, you will calculate. Okay, so the guiding principle is, it says that advance your central pawns, that is D or E pawn, to the center by playing D4 or E4. If you are from black side, you will play E4, E5 or D5. Okay, this pawn advance occupies one square from the center and controls another square of the center. Another benefit of playing E4 is it open up the queen and bishop. Now let me show you again. Yeah, let's go back. When you play E4, okay, it is not only controlling these two squares, okay, but also it opens up your bishop as well as queen, right? So it will help you develop your pieces. Okay, develop your pieces means what? They will be coming in the battlefield for attacking on the king. For example, if the queen comes here, the bishop comes here, you can checkmate the opponent king over here. Okay, so will be the case, suppose the queen comes here, the bishop comes here, and queen attacks on here, it's a checkmate. Can you see? Correct? So this is the benefit.
Yes.
Suppose he played this, you played this, he played this to control the center. Suppose you brought this and then he played this. So played this, captured. What will you play now?
Sir, queen to F7. No, the G6. The G6.
F7.
G6.
G,
G7.
G7 pawn where?
Knight to E5.
Knight
Sir,
E5.
to
Very
the
good, Amish. This is the correct move, kids. Can you see? It is not only attacking on the queen, but also protecting your pawn. Okay, also attacking on the bishop. Can you see? This is the best move. Okay.
yes.
In case if you try to capture back your, because he captured my knight, let me capture the bishop, your game is finished here. Because there is a support. Okay. So you can apply this trick with your
And
opponent,
sir,
kids.
if we played knight to E5, then the queen can't capture the pawn in the next move.
Correct.
And the queen will move and we can capture then the bishop also.
Correct. Now, if you play this, queen cannot capture this. Okay. So what maximum he can do? Suppose he captured this, so you can capture it back. Okay. That is the best thing white can do. And suppose white say tries to bring it here. Okay. Still we can capture back. Okay. That is one thing we can do, or otherwise we don't need to worry. In this case, we will directly capture this. Okay. Suppose now if he captures, we will capture. So he will not, obviously, right? Okay. So understood the benefit of playing E4, kids? And what are the possibilities after playing E4? You can develop your bishop, you can develop your queen.
Your queen
Okay.
as well.
However, okay, I'm just showing you the benefit. However, bringing the queen out is not recommended. Anyways, we will see that next. Okay, I'm going to come to that point. Okay. So you can make note of these kids. Yeah, as we said, control the center. Okay, so you can say advance your central pawns that is D or E pawns to center by playing D4,
So we have to write it.
E4. Yes, it is better if you guys can note
Sir,
it
2
down.
minutes.
Okay. Otherwise, anyways, I'm going to share these notes to you kids. Okay, but it is better that you have you develop the habit of taking the running notes. Okay, running
Sir,
notes
can
means
you wait
what?
for a moment?
Yes, yes. Okay. So is the first principle clear? Control the center. Okay. Let me share another way to control the center, kids. Yeah. All of you done with writing, kids?
No, sir, I'm writing it.
Okay. Okay.
Sir,
Just
I'm
let me know
right.
once. Yeah. Let me know once done. No hurry.
Done, sir.
Okay.
Sir, overwriting.
Okay.
Yes, sir, done.
Okay. Anyone else is still writing?
I am.
Okay. Now next time whenever you play, kids, okay, what should be your move if you are white?
Sir, E4, E5 or
E4.
D3.
E4
E4
if you
or
are,
D4.
yeah, D4 or E4. But first of all, practice for E4 only, kids. Okay, I will suggest that go only for E4.
Okay.
Don't even try for D4 because D4 has different versions altogether. Okay, so what is generally recommended is you practice for one opening only. Okay, and take the full experience of that. Okay, irrespective of the result. Initially it might be possible that you might fail, okay, you may lose the game, but that's what we want to do. We will play the game, we will learn from the game, okay, and we will become so expert in that opening, particular opening. Say for example E4 wala opening, so only E4 I will play, okay, and I will do all the possible variations of it. E4 के बाद में क्या क्या हो सकता है, okay, just to give example कि जैसे अभी E4 किया, राइट, तो सामने वाले ने E5 खेला, ये एक कॉम्बिनेशन है, तो इसके बाद में आप क्या खेलोगे? फॉर एग्जांपल आपने नाइट खेला, नाइट टू F3, ओके, दिस इज वन कॉम्बिनेशन. अनदर कॉम्बिनेशन आपने नाइट टू C3 खेला, राइट. अनदर कॉम्बिनेशन आपने बिशप टू C4 खेला, ओके. फोर्थ कॉम्बिनेशन आपने क्वीन टू F3 खेला, राइट. So after this there will be so many again combinations becoming. से फॉर एग्जाम्पल जैसे मैंने बोला कि आपने E4 खेलने के बाद में E5 खेला, ये एक कॉम्बिनेशन है. उसके बाद में उसने अगर E5 के बदले में उसने अगर D5 खेला तो आप क्या करोगे? दैट विल बी अनदर वेरिएशन, राइट. सो जस्ट ऑन E4 कैन यू सी देयर कैन बी हंड्रेड्स ऑफ सच कॉम्बिनेशंस, राइट. E4 खेलने के बाद में उसने अगर E5 खेला तो आपका स्ट्रेटेजी क्या होगा? D5 खेला तो स्ट्रेटेजी क्या होगा? C5 खेला तो क्या स्ट्रेटेजी होगा, राइट. और उसने अगर भी नाइट निकाला इसको मारने के लिए तो क्या स्ट्रेटेजी होगा, करेक्ट. या फिर उसने ये वाला नाइट निकाला ताकि आप आगे पुश करोगे तो आपको मार देगा, क्या स्ट्रेटेजी होगा, राइट. सो यू जस्ट थिंक ऑफ एंड देयर आर हंड्रेड्स ऑफ कॉम्बिनेशंस. I am using the word 100, kids, okay, not tens, okay, because if you look at, there are 16 pieces in front of you. Anybody can come from anywhere and attack on your pawn, right. कोई भी कहां से भी आ सकता है. So you need to think on these lines, okay. And why am I telling this? Because I want your brains to start thinking on these lines, okay. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि सिर्फ मैंने बताया इसीलिए आप फॉलो कर रहे हो. Okay, I will teach, but if you agree that yes, whatever sir is telling is correct and I am agreeing with that, then only you copy that into your brain. Otherwise you can leave that, okay. And whatever you learn, understand and then fit into your memory, that becomes part of your permanent memory, okay. So whenever such kind of situation appears on the board, जैसे ही आपके सामने आएगा कि सामने वाले व्हाइट ने सपोज खेला कि E4, तो आपको इमीडिएटली समझ में आ जाएगा कि अरे इसका प्लान तो ऐसे कुछ लग रहा है एक्चुअली. सो ही विल अटैक ऑन माय दिस पॉन, राइट. तो इमीडिएटली यू कैन हैव द काउंटर प्ले फॉर इट. फॉर एग्जांपल इसने अगर ये खेला, आप ये कर लो, फॉर एग्जांपल ये पॉन खेलो, उसने कुछ भी किया, व्हाइट ने अभी कुछ भी कर लो, यहाँ पे चेकमेट नहीं कर सकता है आपको, क्योंकि मैंने उसको यहाँ पे ब्लॉक कर दिया. इसके बाद में अगर वो खेल भी लेगा तो क्या करेगा? ही कैन नॉट अटैक हियर, राइट, करेक्ट. So as soon as your opponent plays any move, you should have the counter move for it, okay. जैसे वो कुछ मूव खेलता है तो आप काउंटर मूव खेल दोगे तो उसका प्लान वहीं पे फ्लॉप हो जाएगा. Then he will have to plan for something else, okay. और जब कुछ आपने जो डिसाइड किया हुआ प्लान है, अगर आप उस हिसाब से खेल रहे हो तो आप फास्ट खेलोगे. लेकिन आपको अगर 11th आवर पे आपके पास में प्लान रेडी नहीं हुआ, या फिर एक प्लान रेडी था लेकिन वो वर्कआउट नहीं हुआ, तो फिर दूसरे प्लान के लिए वो सोचते बैठेगा और उसका टाइम जाएगा फिर उसमें, राइट. एंड एज सुन एज हिज क्लॉक रन्स डाउन, आप लोगों ने अभी देखा है एक्चुअली, हम जब टूर्नामेंट खेलते हैं तो आपका क्लॉक इज काउंटडाउन चालू हो जाता है इमीडिएटली. जैसे ही आप सोचना चालू करते हो आपका काउंटडाउन चालू होता है, राइट? और जैसे जैसे टाइम कम होता है वैसे वैसे आपका टेंशन बढ़ता है। हैव यू एक्सपीरियंस इट? और जैसे टेंशन बढ़ता है
Yes,
वैसे
sir.
आपकी गलतियां बढ़ती है, क्योंकि आप जल्दी में कुछ भी खेल लेते हो, राइट? कुछ भी का मतलब क्या है? इट इज नॉट फुल्ली थॉट आउट, राइट?
Sir,
आप अगर
when
देखोगे,
we
इसीलिए आप अगर देखोगे तो आपको खुद के गेम खुद को देखते वक्त पछतावा होगा, अरे ये क्या घटिया गेम खेला था मैंने, ओके आई प्लेड सो बैड, यू नो, हाउ कैन आई बी दैट मैड? ऐसे सवाल अपने आप को पूछेंगे आप लोग फिर, अरे मेरी
sir,
टीम चली गई है, ऐसे कैसे खेल सकती हूँ मैं निष्का, राइट? लगता है ना ऐसे, करेक्ट? हाँ स्वयं बोलो बेटा।
I want to say that if we have already a plan, we can there is if the opponent is playing something and if it's thinking, so we can play that we want that
Right.
we want. If
Correct.
we click on anything else, it will be changing.
राइट। तो आपके प्लान के हिसाब से अगर सामने वाला भी खेल रहा है तो आप फास्ट फास्ट खेलोगे, ओके? इसीलिए कभी कभी देखो जो ओपनिंग में बहुत सारे जो ग्रैंड मास्टर्स होते हैं, इंटरनेशनल मास्टर होते हैं, ओके, या फिर जो एक्सपर्ट होते हैं, चेस एक्सपर्ट, ओके, दे प्ले सो फास्ट, तो अपने को लगता है अरे ये सोचता है कि नहीं सोचता, ये तो कुछ भी खेले जा रहा है, ओके? बट इफ यू लुक फॉर देयर मूव्स, ओके, ऑल दोज मूव्स आर वेल थॉट। ऐसा नहीं होता है कि वो रैंडमली कुछ भी खेल रहे हैं, okay? And how can they play that? Because they have studied their own games hundreds of times, okay, and they have developed their moves, okay? तो उस हिसाब से जैसे अभी आपको ये भी दिखाया मैंने, फॉर एग्जांपल he played e4 e5 sorry e5, okay, knight to f3, knight to c6, right, knight to b3, तो ये moves कहाँ से आते हैं दिमाग में से, right? Because I have studied all those, right? That's why I can tell you actually किस किस चीज का क्या एडवांटेज है, right? So will be the case with you as well. जैसे आप स्टडी करोगे एक साल में 2 साल में, you will also become expert, okay, and you will also start playing good games, right? That is what our ultimate objective is. Okay, anyway, coming back to the opening principle, kids. So e4, e5 or d4, d5, controlling the center. That will be your first move. Okay. Secondly, put your minor pieces into action. Now, what are the minor pieces? Bishop and knights are called as minor pieces. Okay. So, what you will do? You will develop your minor pieces. Here again, develop your knights before the bishops. बिशप के पहले नाइट को डेवलप करना है, इसीलिए आप देखोगे तो बाद में नाइट निकाला जाता है, ओके? नाइट टू f3 खेलने का फायदा क्या है? क्योंकि जब आप नाइट खेलते हो, ओके, तो उससे दो फायदे होते हैं। फर्स्ट बेनिफिट इज यू आर कंट्रोलिंग एट 2 एडिशनल स्क्वायर्स। तो पहले देखो आपका ये एक पॉन है, इसने स्क्वायर कंट्रोल कर लिया, उसके बाद में इसके ऊपर कंट्रोल कर रहा है क्योंकि वो डायगोनली ऑपोजिट मारता है, राइट? बाद में जैसे ही आपने नाइट निकाला तो ये नाइट ये बाकी के बचे हुए 2 स्क्वायर कंट्रोल कर रहा है, मतलब ऑल 4 स्क्वायर्स नाउ व्हाइट इज कंट्रोलिंग, राइट? सो पुट योर minor pieces into action. Here again, develop your knights before the bishops. The natural squares for knights are c3 and f3, okay? So knight to c3, either knight to c3 or knight to f3. अभी c3 का अगर खेलेंगे तो क्या बेनिफिट है? देखो, you are controlling these 2 squares again, yeah, but because we already have played this pawn and which is controlling, तो ये सिर्फ उसका एडिशनल सपोर्ट हुआ. However, your control over central squares is only 50% if you are playing knight to c3. But instead of that, if you play knight to f3, now you have the 100% claim over the central squares. Correct? जो 4 स्क्वायर है, चारों के चारों पे आपका कंट्रोल है, तो 100% हो गया, ओके? अगर सिर्फ इस केस में देखोगे तो सिर्फ 50% व्हाइट का है और 50% ब्लैक का है, करेक्ट? ओके, तो द नेक्स्ट स्टेप इज डेवलप योर माइनर पीसेस, ओके? सो लेट मी पुट इट फॉर यू.
I was telling to show you this note. I have not written.
चलो लिख लो जल्दी जल्दी, थोड़ा फास्ट करो बेटा स्वयं, ओके। ब्लैक के केस में क्या होगा, C6 और F6, ओके।
Sir, what is that hair after? What is after hair?
Which one?
That hair and
Again,
between hair and
Sorry,
develop.
my bad. It's again.
Okay, sir.
Here again, develop your knights before the bishops. The natural squares for knights are C3 and F3, from where they control two central squares. Okay, kids. So we will stop here for today. Tomorrow we will continue with the next set of principles. And what I will do, I will share these notes with you on WhatsApp.
Sir, done.
Okay, so that you can just cross check. Okay.
Done. Yes, sir, I'm done.
Okay, so just understand these two principles again. First of all, we will play D4 or E4 so that we control the central squares. Followed by we will play the knight to C3 or knight to F3 depending on what your opponent played. Okay, so that we will have control over the central squares. For example, if we play this, now we are not only controlling these two squares but also attacking on this